Hello everyone, this is Aaron Farmer with My Sugar Free Journey, and here is day 20 of the 28-day ketogenic weight loss challenge. I've got a little toddler running around the room, so we'll see if we can't get this video in. Today we're going to talk about the role of epigenetics in health. You've probably heard people say that they are likely to get disease X, whatever, because it runs in their family. We know that genetics plays a role in many diseases, but what you may not know is the role of epigenetics in your health. Epigenetics is the study of the different marks in your DNA that tell certain genes when and how strongly they should become active. So the Greek word epi means on top of. So these are not genetic factors, these are on top of the genetic factors. These are like the next layer of things that actually control when and how strongly certain genes are expressed. We now know that our day-to-day lifestyle choices play an important role in our health at the epigenetic level. So exercise, sleep, diet, stress, even our relationships play a huge role in our health. The fact that we can influence up to 70% of the genes that we have, or up to 70% of the genes that determine our overall health just by changing those factors that influence our epigenetics. So you have control over how often your genes express themselves, up to 70% of those genes, and that's an important fact because you are not a slave to your genetic destiny. You can improve your health. Did you know, for instance, that you can make new brain cells? It was long thought that nerves and brain tissue were immutable and unchangeable, and that once they were dead forever. New science called neuroplasticity tells us that you can create new brain cells by provoking a gene located on chromosome 11 to create brain-derived neurotropic factor, or BDNF. BDNF plays a key role in creating new neurons. But beyond its role in neurogenesis, BDNF protects existing neurons. It ensures their survivability while encouraging synapse formation, which is the connection of one neuron to another. That's a vital process for thinking, learning, and higher levels of brain function. Studies have demonstrated decreased levels of BDNF in Alzheimer's patients, which, based on an understanding of how BDNF works, should not come as a surprise. What is perhaps more surprising is the association of BDNF with a variety of neurological conditions, including epilepsy, anorexia nervosa, depression, schizophrenia, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. We now have a firm understanding of the factors that influence our DNA to produce BDNF. And unfortunately, these factors are mostly under our direct control. The gene that turns on BDNF is acted by a variety of lifestyle habits, including physical exercise, caloric restriction, following a ketogenic diet, and the addition of certain nutrients like curcumin and the omega-3 fat DHA. So, exercise. Physical exercise is one of the most potent ways of changing your genes. Put simply, when you exercise, you are literally exercising your genes. You are exercising your mitochondria and making them better and stronger. Aerobic exercise in particular not only turns on genes linked to longevity, but also targets the BDNF gene, the brain's growth hormone. More specifically, aerobic exercise has been shown to increase BDNF, reverse memory decline in elderly humans, and actually increase growth of new brain cells in the brain's memory center. So exercise is important. Also, calorie restriction. In January of 2009, for example, the Proceedings of the National Academy of Science published a study in which German researchers compared two groups of elderly individuals. One that reduced their calories by 30%, and another that was allowed to eat whatever they wanted. The researchers were interested in whether changes could be measured between the two groups' memory function. At the conclusion of the 3-month study, those who were free to eat without restriction experienced a small but clearly defined decline in memory function, while memory function in the group on the reduced calorie diet improved dramatically. If restricting your calories sounds difficult, keep in mind that when you were eating a standard American diet, a big chunk of your daily calories were coming from sugar. Once you cut out sugars and grains, I can almost guarantee you that you cut your total caloric intake. Ketogenic diet. So eating healthy fats and no carbs helps the body create ketones, which are an alternate fuel source from the body from glucose. While science typically has looked at the liver as the main source of ketone production in human physiology, it is now recognized that the brain can also produce ketones in special cells called astrocytes. These ketone bodies are profoundly neuroprotective. They decrease free radical production in the brain, increase mitochondrial biogenesis, and stimulate production of brain-related antioxidants. Furthermore, ketones block the apoptotic pathway that could otherwise lead to a self-destruction of brain cells. To quote Gary Taubes, quote, "In fact, we can define this mild ketosis as the normal state of human metabolism when we're not eating the carbohydrates that didn't exist in our diets for 99.9% of human history. As such, ketosis is arguably not just a natural condition, but even a particularly healthy one," end quote. Curcumin and DHA. So curcumin is the active ingredient in the spice turmeric and is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antifungal, and antibacterial agent. Most interesting is its ability to increase BDNF in people who use it. We now think that it is the reason why rates of dementia are so low in cultures where turmeric is an important part of the diet. So you should consider, cooking with turmeric. DHA is another brain-boosting molecule that has been shown to be important to brain health. More than 2/3 of our brain is fat, and 1/4 of that fat is DHA. So adequate DHA in our diet is important for many of the membranes and synapses within the brain. It also has anti-inflammatory qualities in the brain and in the entire body. DHA is synthesized by the body from an omega-3 fatty acid called alpha-linoleic acid, and you can get it mostly from fish and from sea vegetables as well. We also know that challenging yourself intellectually leads to long-term brain health, so you might also consider reading a book, do crossword puzzles, and doing something new. In fact, when was the last time you did something new? We now know that doing new things is important for overall brain health. So that's it for, day 20 of the 28-day ketogenic challenge. So we've got about another week to go. Please join us over at mysugarfreejourney.com/28day. And you can join the Facebook group there and join a community of other believers who are all getting healthy and losing weight. Appreciate you watching. This is Aaron with mysugarfreejourney.com. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.